You want to hear this person suck the snot out of their nose? Mate, is it going to be every time?
Who is Amaranth before going full Yes.
Oh my God, mute your microphone. Why are you doing that? Whoever said DSP, yeah, this is like DSP as fuck.
My impression from just these couple looks at her, she is a terrible person.
Have you noticed? Every time they sum something up, they do it incorrectly.
What she is saying here is that she thinks queer people should burn to death.
People like this are actually harmful to other trans people, other queer people. Oh, we got to organize, we got to outreach with our local groups. Yeah, every single one of us has agoraphobia and social anxiety. So none of us do any of this shit.
This is just part of the new trend of apolitical streamers farming a right-wing audience. It's no surprise far into chart.
See? Oh my God, they did the thing. They did the thing. Holy shit.
Why am I dancing with that trans person?
That's really great. Listen, what I'm looking at has nothing to do with this, but bear it in mind, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the dead domain amaranth stuff. So this is visible. So we've got, this is dead domain here. She looks like she's physically metamorphosing into, metamorphosing, is that a word? Anyway, into Asmongold. Hate and stupidity do strange things to people. So right away, this person seems lovely. By the way, looks like she's physically metamorphosizing into Asmongold. I guess it's because she didn't make much effort here. This is what dead domain looks like. They're proud of this picture, by the way. This person is proud of this picture, and they feel the need to go off about other people's looks, which is interesting. I don't know. I think trans on the internet should consider humility, consider not going for the looks-based jibes. Seemingly that's the complaint. But let's see what the actual clip is that they're referring to. So we've got, have they not taken the time to Google a cast review? Well, they don't need to, because all their activist friends have said, oh, well, it's political, it's been debunked, so they don't need to. But yeah, so this is the clip that they're responding to. So we got, Amaranth says the LGBTQI+ activists shown here should have been burnt during the LA fires. Let's just play it quickly.
And you could 9 times out of 10 figure out exactly why they're saying what they're saying.
Give the crazies all of California. It's already land of fruits and nuts. Yeah, we can give them California. I'm fine with that. They can live in LA. It's fine.
So it was about the Worcester town hall stuff, which we've watched some of. There's a lot of crazy people saying a lot of crazy things at that event.
It has been 1 month since Southern California exploded in a fierce fire tore through the Palisades and beyond. Just a few hours later, on the other side of LA County, another deadly fire breaks out, the Eaton Fire. It raced across Altadena and Pasadena. The two fires charred more than 37,000 acres,
they can all live. That's
over
like a lovely
60,000
community.
structures, and cost 29 people their lives.
Too bad it didn't cause the right people their lives.
Yeah, so we're kind of suggesting these people should have been banned. Listen, I don't condone that kind of thing. I'm not down with that kind of thing. I don't think it's cool to say, remember, trans is transphobic. I'm transphobic. And also I can't be transphobic because I'm trans. If black people can't be racist because they're black, I can't be transphobic because I'm trans. That's how it works. So yeah, I'm not saying I agree with what she's saying here. I don't know why Dead Domain only has anything to say about her looks. And then we've got this. Anyway, if you want to watch someone who isn't Kafkaing into a bug person, you should check out this cool channel for someone who actually knows what the fuck they're talking about. I mean from someone. They're talking about themselves. This is their own video. So yeah, I don't know. Me personally, if you know, you look like this, should you be clowning on like other women's looks? I say other women. This person considers himself a woman, possibly. To me, this is just a man who's a bit effeminate, much like myself. And yeah, they're proud of this one. So yeah, Dead Domain. They did a stream where they talked about this. But I'm gonna need to find it because they're showing off like toys and stuff. Because this is what you do if you're anti-capitalist. You have to be very, what's the word? You have to be very materialistic. You have to want all these like weird toys and stuff. But yeah, let me just see if I can find. So this is around here where Amaranth is. That was just a snark. It actually wants anyone to go in a fire. Well, yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't say stuff like that if you don't want people to think that you do want people to get killed in a fire. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't actually necessarily think that she does want that. But anyway, we might need to wait a short while just to find the clip.
Yeah, so it wasn't like an earnest replacement, like, here, kid, this isn't...
Very feminine, by the way. You sound exactly what you look like, for sure.
Instead of a dog, but it was, you know, it was something. I think my mom realized that. Yeah, I know. I've seen Robo Sapien and Roboraptors. I feel like I see them every couple of years, and I'm like, is that... They still... Okay. I'm gonna turn you into a hat.
Yeah, like anti-capitalism, but very materialistic. Where have we seen this before? Oh wait, every single channel just like this one. Interesting.
Hear me? Really makes sense. So if it gets back to, I'm not like, if it gets back to this person or this person's server, like, I am not sitting here trying to be like, oh, you know, start shit with them. No. What? So, somebody called me a tanky, and I was not saying we need to go out and riot. I was that you can look at and verify.
Yeah, that's nice. Suck up all your snot. Don't bother muting. Very, very ladylike. Once again, this person identifies as a woman. I don't know that they do, to be honest. I think they probably used to. Most of these people kind of bounce around between, like, what is it? Identities. But the thing is, clearly they believe they're somewhere between male and female, or neither. When it's pretty clear, actually, they are one of those. I mean, I don't know many women with these kind of shoulders or that kind of voice, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they used to be trans or something like that. I mean, they used to talk about, like, you know, geek culture. Because, like, these kind of geek culture things, oh my God, still homophobic. I don't know. Righteous anger, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. And then they started grifting on Matt Walsh because that's what everyone was doing back then. How nice.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. Hello, are you gonna be good? And there is this undercurrent of, and it's both like to the more center liberal and to the far left. There are these undercurrents of people who just want to call other people names because they think they're either trying to do too much or they're not doing enough. You know, I think I talked about it on here where I was talking about podcast network. Taco face fart. Okay, guys, friends, thank you for 4 months in a row. I didn't even really get what they were going after because I'm like, here's somebody from the left that is putting in the work to have all of these different podcasts that are incredibly in-depth. Are you serious? Master Chief just fell off the desk.
They've got even more shit all over their desk. Various videos attacking Glenn JK are the usual. Yeah, these people are all the same. There's no difference between any of these people at all that I can tell. God, when does it get to the actual part? Right, so this is the Amaranth thing that they made the tweet about.
Ooh.
Oh my God, Kaylin Conrad. Folks. Kaylin Conrad has a video about J.K. Rowling. I hate Kaylin Conrad. Kaylin Conrad seems like an actual sociopath.
Ooh, girl. Ooh. Kaylin has a new video. Let's go.
Oh, folks.
Oh, look. Already typing it in, yep.
Oh my God, mute your microphone. Why are you doing that? Whoever said DSP, yeah, this is like DSP as fuck. Or like the snorting and stuff. Just mute your microphone when you do that. You can like burp, you can do all sorts of shit that no one will ever notice because you muted your microphone. Oh man, it's gross. How much would you all like it if I start doing that? Like just sucking up my snot down my microphone every single time. Maybe I should start doing that. I'll also have 124k subscribers. Yikes.
Full video. Yeah, let's watch the, because for those who don't know, all right, give me 1 sec.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, well, almost here we go. Does he have a cold or is this Coke? Yes. Listen, this is a misophonia friendly channel, as much as possible anyway. There's probably the odd thing I do that I don't notice, that annoys other people, but I don't do that, so I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck is up.
Yeah, noise gates or just clicking the mute button and then doing whatever you want. Like quite often I'll just hit the mute button when I'm not talking anyway, just in case, because maybe you don't want to hear me like breathing when the video is playing. I don't know.
Up with this dog. Oh my god. So I wanna talk about Amaranth's crash out first, because
Amaranth's crash out. Did we watch a crash out just then? Everything's a crash out now. I always thought crashing out was like actually like spurging out, like losing your shit. That wasn't her losing her shit. She's kind of popping off a bit, but like, I don't know. We always got to frame it a certain way, I guess.
God, when did it start? It started a day or two ago where people, oh no, it was the Asmon thing. She was fucking, she was just doing the Asmon thing. Let me see if I can fucking find it really quick.
I had to stay home with a migraine today. Please don't start snorting. Yeah, don't worry. Listen, there's going to be snorting. I can't really help that because I can't tell people not to or predict it in advance and like mute the video every time. But it's not going to be coming from me.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, the Surf Times. Of course they have to get their info from like the Surf Times. You can't just watch the original. Fucking Amaranth attacks LGBTQ plus people. Like, I hate the Surf Times. That Lance guy is such a knob. He doesn't know anything about anything.
Yeah, okay. God, was that a week ago already? Fuck. Who is Amaranth before going full Nazi-esque? So here's the thing. Amaranth has never been a streamer that I've engaged with, that I've watched, that I've followed to any degree. So I'm not like somebody who's like, oh, I know all the drama, because I don't. But she is a streamer
Exactly
who,
why they're saying what they're saying.
Give the crazy.
She's a streamer who, essentially,
Attacks is a bit strong. Yeah, I'd agree.
she does porn too, right? Like, she is maybe one of the best examples you can find out there of a streamer selling out in every aspect of marketing and selling and shilling every
Not that we're poisoning the well.
part of her personality. Successfully doing it too, which is horrifying. She is like, again, my impression from just these couple looks at her, she is a fucking terrible person. Like, she's a
Couple of looks at her. She's a terrible person. This person is the most judgmental fuck.
terrible person. And yeah, I made a
Like, I think this person is a terrible person, to be clear, based on the way that they judge others. I think what you're doing here is indicating way more about yourself than about anyone here. I don't even agree with what Amaranth was saying here. I think it was going a bit too far. I don't think it was cool. At the same time, I don't like these like trans activists. And that includes people like Dead Domain. Because the stuff they say is insane and is not helping trans people like at all.
I made a tweet And none of it has to do with her, you know, doing sex work or anything. Was she the hot tub streamer that said her husband forced her to do hot tub streams on Twitch? I believe so. I can't say with 100% authority. I believe so. But this was the clip where she essentially advocates for, and she
essentially advocates for, oh, this will be good. We can't just say what happened. We have to essentialize it. We have to come up with our own interpretation of it, which is guaranteed to be like 10 times worse. She doesn't do full porn, I have checked. Yeah, I think she's on OnlyFans. But so's this person. So I don't know.
Later, she tried to couch it in some bullshit and backpedal and be like, oh, no, it's not like this. Bullshit. What she is saying...
Yeah, this person says it's bullshit, so it's bullshit. Sure, bro. Sure, bro. You're not even showing anyone anything. You're saying all of this before even showing it. I remember watching this person like reacting to the Blair White video where she got like harassed by security at some Pride event for asking people questions. The amount of like front loading of how much Blair's a terrible person without even like showing the video. The amount of like well poisoning. It's pretty pathetic, man. And like we're watching the Surf Time. Why not just watch this clip? You retweeted it yourself.
Here, in agreement with Asman, what she is saying here is that she thinks queer people should burn to death.
That's not what she's saying. She's talking about these like activist types, and like it's implicit. She's not even saying it outright. They should be there during the fire. She says something like, "Oh, it didn't take the right lives." Like I don't know what she means by that. I think it's really cool to say that kind of thing, but she's not saying queer people should burn to death. I told you, when this person says essentially this is what it is, it's a bastardization. It's not what they said at all. It's always way worse coming out of this person's mouth than it actually was coming out of the person. And again, we've watched nothing. This person is doing OnlyFans, who is paying for it. Other queers, I presume. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Couldn't be me personally. It's not linked, unfortunately.
When I heard this, I was like, no, there's no way. Like it's, I'm sure like people are kind of taking it out of context. No, it's fucking undeniable.
It's not undeniable, bro. You're talking bullshit. It's not great what she's saying. I don't agree with it. But it's not saying queer people should burn in a fire. We're talking about a very specific kind of supposed queer people, which I reject that fucking term in its entirety, but that's the term that we're using. But yeah.
I'll let you all see it for yourself if y'all haven't seen it yet.
Oh, now you'll show it after all the well poisoning. Okay, bro. Amazing.
All of California is already land of fruits and nuts. Yeah, we can give them California. I'm fine with that. They can live in LA. It's fine.
It has been 1 month since Southern
Anti-capitalist loves corpos. Only really has one meaning. It's coming to an incorrect conclusion. Someone loves corpos, they're not anti-capitalist by definition. They just call themselves it. I'm pretty sure a lot of what people are saying is in fact that people call themselves like anti-capitalist or leftist when they're not really, or when they hold like a lot of positions or ideals that are very far away from like leftism. Like to me, I've seen what is supposedly being called the left. I've seen it get more and more like individualistic and like materialistic. And so to me, it's more about that they're using like a fake label. They're calling themselves something that they don't really understand what it means, or they've bastardized it and changed the meaning of it, you know?
California exploded in a fierce fire toward the Palisades and
yeah, that's horrifying.
Well, no, she didn't. I'm missing the one part, the worst part. Here we go.
Mate, is it going to be every time? Listen, we don't have to do this whole thing, I guess. Like, I don't know. Trying to get some content going. It'd be nice if I could get a decent amount of time. But I don't know how much I can deal with that. That's nasty. That's gross. You've got a mute button. Just use it.
They can live in LA. It's fine.
It has been 1 month since Southern California exploded in a fierce fire toward the Palisades and beyond. Just a few hours later, on the other side of LA County,
yeah, because I mean, until the last part, it sounds more like Amaranth is saying, oh, they can live in the burnt down wasteland of that part of LA. And it's the end part that's suggestive of a bit more. But then what Dead Domain has like mischaracterized it as is like far worse. like a more general statement. And it's really disgusting when these people do this. I'm amazed they get away with it, honestly. You get to just be like, well, by my interpretation, they're saying this. Or like, essentially what they're saying is this. The amount of times that is like nowhere near. I'm surprised these people can't get in trouble for like fucking slander at the worst end of some of it.
Another deadly fire breaks out, the Eaton Fire, raced across Altadena and Pasadena. The two fires charred more than 37,000 acres,
They can all live. That's
destroyed
a
over
lovely community.
16,000 structures, and cost 29 people their lives.
And also, I guarantee this person doesn't understand or is refusing to acknowledge why it is that people are finding these like trans activist types so annoying in the first place. Like, we could, despite how far she might be going, at least reflect on it and try and understand what the other half are saying. The other half of the world, or the rest of the world, should I say, because it's way more than half, are saying about like trans activists and stuff. And maybe consider moderating some of this shit. But we never will. Because we've got this like grievance politics. Oh, we have the moral high ground. Because some woman on a fucking webcam said that, oh, you should have just lived in the fucking burnt down fucking area of LA. Like, wow, amazing.
And yeah, just a massive ass. What the fuck?
To be honest, I thought she just meant the fire should have taken the Hollywood weirdos. It seemed like a joke. How could the fire take LGBT activists in Massachusetts? Well, I guess she's saying they can all live there or something. I don't know. It's kind of a slant thing. I'm not really down with saying what she said, but at the same time, I just don't care. I don't care that much. Someone says something about other trans people that I find annoying myself anyway. I just don't care that much. People say all kinds of violent things about people like me, like all the fucking time. And like these woke types can be just as bad.
Like, first off, like, I know if you are a professional kick streamer, you've signed a kick streaming contract after a while, like you're eventually just going to do something shitty or abhorrent. That seems to be
What? Her being on Kick has got nothing to do with this. What are you talking about?
kind of like a rule of the internet these days.
God, I hate Lance is such a fucking loser. Oh, when you're on Kick, so you're going to say something bad at some point. Like, shut up. Anyone see the mother in California that claimed her autistic son, insists she leave him behind, you burned to death? Jesus Christ, I had no idea about that. That's fucked up.
Kick streamers, we didn't know Kick is the cryptocurrency.
That's fair. Is it fair? He's being a retard. What are you talking about?
Gambling website marketing.
This is what it's about. Oh, they're on Kick, so I can judge them for that. Oh, they haven't done like crazy, insane makeup like I have today, so I can judge her for that and say she looks like she's turning into Asmongold. Does she? Does she? I don't know, man. I don't make much effort on camera either. Like, who fucking cares? And this person is very obsessed with their own looks. Like, scroll their Instagram. Like, not their Instagram. Scroll their Twitter. Like, you can tell this is like a big point for them.
Streaming site effectively run by Stake and Stake.com's empire of cryptocurrency gambling. It was started because there was a massive crackdown by Twitch on cryptocurrency gambling. Bikinis, they were attacked by XQC train wrecks. They were all calling them, whores. Okay,
this is more based. Yes, skip Lance. Lance doesn't have anything interesting to say about anything. Why are you even watching his video? Why not just watch the original?
And sluts and all this kind of shit. But then they would do that.
It was obviously a joke and much less vicious than a Hinge and the stuff lefties say every day. Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. I think jokes can go too far. And I can hear the implication of that you think that maybe these people should have been there at the same time the fires were there. But that's about as far as I'm going to go with it. Like what Dead Domain is doing here and what he's doing on Twitter regarding this is just insane. It's like way too much.
So yeah, sorry.
Video games is because of the woke and all that kind of stuff. Now to be like, how did she put it? The fruits and vegetables can go here. This is where they belong. Like, I don't know. It's
so. I want to see if you can
see.
Too bad I didn't cause the right people their wives.
Yeah, and like he's watched almost none of the video and has been like going for like fucking 5 minutes as well.
So I want to see if he goes back real quick.
And you could 9 times out of
So what she said there, because he kind of cut it off. She was commentating on what the newscaster said, where it cost 25 people their lives. And she said, too bad it didn't cost the right people their lives.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean she wants queer people to burn in a fire, though, does it? You've got a bit of work to do to justify that one.
That is one of the biggest streamers certainly one of the biggest streamers on Kick, saying the right people to die in the LA fires would have been queer people.
Not queer people. These kind of activists. It's so obvious. Like, Jesus Christ, this person is so dishonest.
And there's
like, why do you care about this shit anyway?
No two ways around that. Like, when you actually hear that, you can't really make an argument that's not what she's saying. Right people. Right people means queer people to her.
Yeah, we're putting words into her mouth. Putting more than words into this person's mouth, but that's beside the point, Jesus.
Oh no, she is so fucking audacious. She is double, triple, quadruple down. Let me see if I can find it.
Double, triple, quadruple down whilst watching something obviously ridiculous. I've watched this Worcester, Massachusetts meeting. Some of the shit people were saying was ridiculous. But someone like this will never admit that. Someone like this will never admit or try and understand why it is that people are turning out this way. That people are starting to say things about these activist types. They'll never try and understand where this is coming from and deal with the root of it, which is that these activists need to chill the fuck out. That they're going way too far. That a bunch of the stuff they're saying, supposedly in support of trans people, doesn't make any sense. And it's actually making things worse. Because the average normal person that listens to this kind of thing thinks it's ridiculous. You know what I mean?
First, I want to show this clip.
Oh, hi, Jessica Nord. Justice Arnold. Do apologize for getting your name wrong. They always think that everyone is going to kill them. How I haven't seen Trump kill anyone. It's fear-mongering. They want people to feel unsafe because someone like this, if you feel okay, if you feel like your life's going fine, you're probably not watching someone like this. These people aren't positive. They're very negative, and they want other people to be negative like them. And like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to find examples, I guess, but like, it's all about fear-mongering. It's all about, because I don't like Trump and I'm unhappy with the result, you have to feel the same way as me. They want to drag people down to their level because they're like freaking out because they don't like Trump. So they have to make it sound as bad as possible. Like, it's a grift. And it's bad for people's mental health. People like this are actually harmful to other trans people, other queer people.
A lot of bad shit happened in the Holocaust. And I don't think the Jewish people in general deserved that kind of torture. But at the same time, the act of getting people out of your country, if you don't think they...
So, I can see the chat is already ahead of me a little bit with the idea that you don't really say, but you don't really say, well, you know, like...
People do that all the time. I bet you couldn't say anything about detransitioners without there being a but there.
Like, you don't really say, at the same time.
It depends what you're going to say. I hate this person. Just get on with it. Don't pause in the middle. Just let her finish.
Well, let's consider the other side of the Holocaust. What? Are you fucked?
Be there, like, as a leader, I agree with.
Listen, the Destiny impressions are amazing, but let's just hear what she's saying.
Oh my God.
Be there as a leader, I agree with. Like, if they're illegal or whatever. Like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, she doesn't sound like she's... Some people are talking about how she like sounds. Again, y'all know me, I don't like speculating on if somebody is drunk or whatever, but she doesn't...
At the same time, the act of getting people out of your country...
Listen, stop sucking snot through your nose down your mic and then talk about how people sound, maybe?
If you don't think they should be there as a leader, I agree with. Like, if they're illegal or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, there was a line, they kind of crossed it, but for a while there, you know, it was... The idea, when people are like, this is like the Nazis, like, I mean, sure, the first part, but What do you think? You think that just because we're getting people...
I'm honestly struggling to follow what she's even on about, to be honest.
This dog. Oh, it's so doing. Fuck. Drama. Because I don't.
Give the crazy...
Tree, which is in person to... I'll like
that.
Southern and beyond. Just a few hours raced across all over 60,000 structures.
Yeah, Extremer seems to be marketing currency gambling. They were attacked by video games.
Hey, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you check the links in my description. You can super chat via Streamlabs. You can donate. You can check out some music that I've made. You can check out my Discord. You can subscribe on Twitch if you use Twitch. Anyway, sorry, I'm just trying to find this part that is so apparently egregious.
Because of the woke and all that kind of stuff. Now to be, I don't know.
So, I want to see if he goes back real quick.
And you could 9 times out of...
So what she said there, because he kind of cut it off. She was commentating on what the newscaster said, where it costs 25 people that are the biggest in the... Can't really... Right. So fucking... Let me... This clip.
A lot of bad shit happened in the Holocaust. And I don't think the Jewish people in general deserved that kind of torture. But at the same time, the act of getting people out of your country, if you don't think they...
You don't really say, but...
The Holocaust bad, but the act of getting people out your country...
Out! Oh my god.
Be there as a leader, I agree with. Like, if they're illegal or whatever. Like, I don't know, like...
Oh my god.
Be there as a leader, I agree with. Like, if they're illegal or whatever. Like, I don't know, like...
Yeah, she doesn't sound like...
Amouranth is comparing her wanting to deport illegals with the Nazis, which is insane. I feel like I'm missing something. I think I'm being stupid, but I don't fucking know.
Some people are talking about how she likes... I think intelligent fluidity. Or whatever.
But at the same time, the act of getting people out of your country, if you don't think they should be there as a leader, I agree with. Like,
if you don't think people should be in your country, you should get rid of them. But the Holocaust was bad. Okay, I don't fucking know, man. I don't care about this like whatsoever. I don't know why this person cares about this. People are saying some pretty crazy shit every day.
If they're illegal or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, there was a line that kind of...
I'm not sure what the Holocaust has to do with any of what she's saying. Like, maybe why I can't follow this is because she's not making any sense. But like, it's not making any sense worth fucking snorting down your camera for.
But for a while there, you know, it was...
Yeah, I don't understand why you'd connect this with the Holocaust. Like, to be clear, it's like Amouranth herself that I'm not... Like, I don't know what she's talking about. Like, Dead Domain doesn't think Jews should be in Israel. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit odd to talk about the Holocaust and then at the same side, you're like queer for Palestine, presumably.
Yeah, the idea when people are like, this is like the Nazis. Like, I mean, sure, the first part.
Because surely part of the problem is people coming to people like this for like political analysis, which is roughly on a level with coming to someone like Dead Domain when it comes to like political analysis. Like, she doesn't sound very intelligent. But like, I don't know, why are we like soying out at this? I don't understand.
But what
like really comes across to me like this person was hurt by the whole thing about like queer people supposedly and is now trying to stretch it out as much as possible. Amouranth is being an idiot. Dead Domain is a hypocrite. Oh, fair enough.
you think that just because we're getting people
just randomly ranting about Palestine, saying Israel is justified to attack them. Yeah, well, I mean, Jesus Christ, that's a very complicated thing to talk about. Amouranth isn't famous for her intellect. Yeah, true.
People out of the country means that we're going to torture them. I would say being in the country is the kind of torture. These people don't look happy here. They
burned a lot of stuff. It's both.
That's fucking wild. I haven't finished the rest of that. That is, I mean, that's literally like 100% white supremacist rhetoric. They're like that is literally
that white supremacist rhetoric. I suppose you said literally about 20 times, so it must be. Sound like Demon Mama. Who is it Who started saying literally in that certain way that all of these people say it in now? Who is it? I can't remember. Someone originated this literally thing that everyone does now. And it just jumps out at me every time.
The type of shit is like, oh, get her out of our country, you'd be happy. You're like, oh yeah, we just need to send all the black people back to Africa.
Is that what she said? When she mentioned black people? Oh God, it's like, I feel like I'm having a stroke. I've got one person talking complete fucking nonsense. I've got someone else taking the absolute worst interpretation possible of this nonsense. And I'm like, I just feel like everyone involved is like stupid. Myself in particular, because I'm watching this utter shit. Of course, as white supremacists, like we have to be as alarmist as possible. I told you, this person's a fearmonger. They want things to be as crazy as possible and for people to be as worked up as possible about every tiny thing. The best thing you can do for your mental health, especially if you're trans or queer or any of that other shit, is not watch people like this. It's not good for you.
Like, what the...
He doesn't know how to articulate it. Is that because you're just incredulous and you've got nothing else? I hate that shit. Keep your incredulity. Come up with an actual reason why you don't like what she's saying. Or just say it sounds stupid or brain dead or something, because it kind of does.
Psycho Salad 665, thank you for $4.99. It's been a while since I've come to your stream. Hope all is well. It is going. It is going. How do these people have a following?
Wow, genuinely anti-trans if you donate to this person. Just saying.
These two people, the dumbest bitches on the planet, are also two of the biggest biggest streamers. Let me see. When people expectedly...
Are they dumb, or are they just going into topics they don't really understand all that well? I don't know. I've heard Asmongold say some pretty wild things. But like, I don't know how seriously I take him as like an analyst of that kind of shit. Whereas that's all these kind of people put themselves out as.
They called her out. I want to show what she said, what she's responded with. And it's a lot. I popped into this, you may have noticed. It's a lot. But I think it really...
It's so nasty. What are you doing? That's so gross.
It shows what a, like...
Amouranth is hot, that's why she's famous. Well, yeah, like... I don't understand why we have to like... Oh, well, it's like... It's, Oh yeah, this person comes across very misogynist, trust me. Listen, if you're a man and you spend all your time shitting on how women look and calling them white supremacy, like, Jesus Christ. Like the white supremacist hate. Just say she sounds like a moron and move on, bro. What is even the point in this? You got bruised by her saying a certain thing that you retweeted. Like, oh my God. These are the same people that would be losing their minds if Amouranth was attacked for anything, but now it's okay to call her a bitch. Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, something happened. Apparently she was like, there was a failed robbery or something.
A hollow person she is. Like, there is something to...
What a hollow person she is. Doesn't know her personally, by the way.
This, that is so... Like, it's enraging, because...
Why can't this person ever just read the thing? Why do you have to do all this, like, foreplay? All of this prelude, all of this poisoning the well. Just read the fucking thing. Why you gotta tell people what to think of it before you've even read it? It's so suspicious. I try my best to not do that kind of thing. Maybe sometimes I do. There are some people that I will say straight up, I think this guy's a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? And I do think Dead Domain's a bit of a fucking idiot. I think more than that, they're a propagandist and a liar and a scaremonger. But like, I'd rather play something, because if they're going to say some stuff I agree with, like, you know, it is what it is. And that even if I think that this person's a fucking idiot, it's at least worth listening to see if they say something that I'm like, you know what, that's actually kind of smart. You know what I mean? So I try and avoid this kind of excessive poisoning the well. But you're like describing all the shit. Just fucking read it, bro. Just say what it is.
What she is super successful, so fucking sad.
Right. What she is saying is this, hasn't even read it. Just read the fucking thing. Jesus Christ. When do we start reading it?
Grifting, and how when the character select, like you're playing a video game, which is not, I don't, grifting, and how on the character select screen it is utterly frictionless to pick a different face. Y'all are the real two-faced fucks. Total brain rot. Keep self-reporting. I just call it like I see it. I don't have an...
He doesn't have any idea what she's on about, by the way. And by the way, like grift, everyone that makes content is grifting. Everyone wants to make money off of it and is presenting things that they think their audience is going to like or that they're personally interested in. But everything is a grift. Everyone is grifting in one way or another. It's a fairly redundant criticism, quite honestly. It's like accusing your favorite band of selling out because they release an album that sells more than like 10,000 copies or some shit. It's just redundant.
Total brain rot. Keep self-reporting. I just call it like I see it. I don't have an agenda or some master plan to appeal to another demographic. I've made so much fucking money that the incremental dollar doesn't make me compromise in the way you might. So what she's saying, by the way...
What she's saying is she's going to say what she thinks and she's not selling out to do it. That she's not just going to say the right thing to get some money because she doesn't really care about money. Probably you wouldn't if you had as much as someone like her does. Let's see what Dead Domain thinks, though, now that they've finished sucking up their snot for about the 30th fucking time this fucking stream. Jesus Christ.
Is that she's made so much money by being a reactionary and a conservative.
No. It's not that deep, bro. It's quite simple. I'm not saying this to grift. I'm just saying this because that's what I think. It's so simple. God, this guy's stupid.
That she doesn't need to be...
Everything has to be in this framework, this like paranoid framework of anyone saying anything adverse. It's because they're like a reactionary conservative grifter and stuff. Like, get over it, man.
A progressive for money. I think much money by being a reactionary and a conservative. That she doesn't need to be a progressive for money.
No, it's not about being a progressive. It's about, I'm not saying this to sell out to anyone. I'm saying this because that's what I think. This person is like broken in the brain.
I think it's what she's trying to say. It's like, I can just tell the truth. I don't need to believe in like gender ideology. I wonder if she uses the word gender ideology. No, she's not a good writer, if you haven't found. Like the not capitalizing stuff. Anyone that thinks that switching political allegiances is some kind of profitable endeavor is just projecting. It is. Maybe for a political streamer, cough, grifter, the economics make sense. So, literally one sentence she's saying, if you think being political is profitable, you're projecting. And then she says, unless you're a streamer talking politics, and that makes you a grifter, but I'm not a grifter. She didn't really think this through. For us, you think being political... Literally one sentence she's saying, if you think being political is profitable, you're projecting. And then she says, unless you're a streamer talking politics, and that makes you a grifter, but I'm not a grifter.
I mean, every political streamer is kind of grifting a little bit. Like...
She didn't really think this through. For my segment of the market...
I need to think about this a little bit. Let me just play it one more time.
This makes sense. So, literally one sentence she's saying, if you think being political is profitable, you're projecting.
She said switching political allegiances. I'm guessing she used to be a bit more progressive and is now changing on that. And she's saying, this isn't a grift. She's probably being accused of grifting. She's probably being accused of selling out. Whenever you say something political, you make some kind of political statement, you're going to get people saying, well, you're just trying to appeal to this demographic or that demographic. I think that's what she's speaking out against. I don't think Dead Domain understands. I think this person thinks that anyone that says things they don't like are like cartoon character villains or something.
And then she says, unless you're a streamer talking politics, and that makes you a grifter, but I'm not a grifter. She didn't really think this through. For my segment of the market, it's not financially rewarding to speak your mind. Then why are you doing it? Literally, people make jokes about how they watch my...
Why are you... It's not profitable to speak your mind. Then why are you doing it? I'm sorry, is this the leftist fucking anti-capitalist fucking revolutionary type? Fuck me, man. She doesn't need to care about money anymore. People speak their mind because they care about the truth or they care about their truth. Obviously not something that this person's very familiar with, I guess.
My stream on mute. You thinking I'm doing this for money says more about you than it does me. Does it? Does me.
You're thinking I'm doing this for money says more about you than it does about me. Is he like just reading the sentences one at a time and then just forgetting what the previous one said? How are you getting this wrong? Like, people are accusing her of grifting to a certain audience by saying like political things. You start saying political things, you're gonna get those accusations. I'm nobody and I get them all the time. Oh, I'm grifting to a certain kind of people. Oh, well, the leopards are still going to eat your face, whatever the fuck that means. I'm never going to find out because it's bullshit. But yeah, like, it kind of seems like she was more progressive, is now turning away from that kind of thing, and is now being called a sellout or a grifter or whatever because of it. And I don't think this person is getting their head around this at all. Like, this is quite simple as well. I don't know if you have to remove yourself from your shitty ideology in order to understand this kind of shit. It shouldn't be that difficult. Like, has this person not been accused of selling out to like progressives, like ever? Oh, you're saying what your audience wants to hear. Oh, you're saying the things that people are paying you to hear from you.
And that makes you a grifter, but I'm not a grifter.
I don't think he understands anything of what's going on here.
She didn't really think this through. For my segment of the market, it's not financially rewarding to speak your mind. Then why are you doing it? Literally, people make jokes about how they watch my stream on mute. You thinking I'm doing this for money says more about you than it does me.
Yeah, because she's not doing this for the money. What would be the point in coming out as like a right-winger or something to try and make money? She's right. I mean, switching political allegiances is some kind of profitable endeavor. I think some people do profit off this kind of thing, to be clear. But like, is she going to? Does she even care about that kind of thing at this point with the amount of money she has? I feel like he's reading it and just forgetting everything that comes previous. How are you not understanding what she's saying here?
Does it? I'm certainly not against any group or affiliation. Oh, you're not. When we just watched a video of you saying that migrants don't look happy in this country and they should be deported forcibly. When we just watch video of you saying that.
Did she say that? She said she's for deporting like illegal immigrants.
That the wrong people died in the LA fire. So
have you noticed every time they sum something up, they do it incorrectly? Because they have to.
Talking about queer people. But okay. Watch video of you saying that the wrong people died in the LA fires talking about queer people.
And it wasn't queer people, it was like activists. Every single time they sum something up, it's wrong. Because it has to be. Because that's how you personally are grifting to your audience.
But okay. To a fault, I have never been able to see beyond what is right in front of me. And what I saw was a person threatening violence indiscriminately in a town hall setting. That's not what it was. It was they were talking about being able to defend.
There were people implicitly. If you're going to say, based on what Amouranth said, that she's saying that queer people should burn to death, then you also think that some of these people at this town hall were threatening violence, were threatening turning on their own communities if they don't get their way. I've seen the fucking thing. I don't know if this person has.
Defend their own community. To their own community, no less, and many others acting in a manner unbecoming. And you thought that made this okay? Do you think everyone at the town hall deserved to be violently threatened? The context that my detractors with your head in the sand misses the following quote from the clip I shared. Quote, if you say you're afraid of Trump and that's why, then you better prepare for trans people to make it a very unsafe place. Okay.
Yes, you're being faced with the fucking rhetoric. This isn't cool either. I don't like what Amouranth said particularly. I don't like what this is either. I don't like people saying shit like this. Like, ridiculous.
Literally talking about, like, are you against people defending themselves now? Is that
not about defending yourself? It's about threatening your own community if you don't get your way. This is a threat. who's fucking... What's confusing here? What's confusing? Is the snorting your way of like covering up your fucking like severe cognitive dissonance at being shown the truth in front of your face?
Is that what you're advocating for?
Yeah, this is a threat. Absolutely. Like, you have to really work overtime in your brain to convince yourself that this is not a threat and that this is not kind of inappropriate. Like, if you were... What's the word I'm looking for? If you're essentializing this the same way that this person has essentialized the shit that Amouranth is saying, then you're saying that this person wants to destroy their own community. You know what I mean? But it only works one way. This person is fine to do it their way. And like, I don't know, is this essentializing that? I'm not sure about that. But it's like, it's fine for you to do this kind of thing. And then when someone else does the same thing, when someone else essentializes something, or someone else says, this comes across to me as a threat, suddenly there's all this nuance. Before, oh, she wants to kill queer people. Suddenly there's all this nuance when it's the trans person saying something.
Why does this threat target? Why does this threat target?
Who does... Fucking hell, learn to read.
No, why? God, who does this threat target? I read that twice
Hey, well done.
and didn't read it correctly. Not Trump, who they profess to hate.
Maybe you should take a hint from that, bro.
Not his supporters, who they would consider birds of a feather. No, they don't make violent threats against those. They didn't make a violent threat. Instead, they explicitly...
It didn't make a violent threat. That is a violent threat. You want to make your community unsafe for other people. What does that involve? That involves victimizing other people. That's a fucking threat, you dumb fuck.
Threaten the people who, under duress, might accede to a position that they are against. Ooh, use the thesaurus for that one. Those are the people they go after. Innocent bystanders.
And notice, like, half the time, like, we're ignoring the point. Threatening their own people. Oh, you used the thesaurus. Suddenly you've got nothing to say. Isn't that interesting?
They're just trying to avoid the crossfire at all costs. They singled out specifically the fellow citizens in their own community. Isn't that the definition of domestic terrorism?
Okay, so she is. This is essentializing. And he's doing the same shit to her. But then when she does it to other people, he doesn't like it. And suddenly this quote she showed, which in my opinion is a threat, and potentially you could define it this way if you were, I guess you'd be stretching it a certain way. It depends on a bunch of stuff. But suddenly it's not okay. Because we picked a side. This person isn't like actually reading this and thinking in any way. They're just finding ways to counter it. They're not actually trying to understand what's going on here because they don't think this is a person worthy of being understood. They don't think this person deserves that right. Or well, I say a right, like as in what a right to be understood, probably not. But you're not affording them that. But then when it's queer people, you insist that we understand you.
Regular folks, blah, blah, blah. She goes on. Target non-combatants. What the fuck is she? She's just going on.
Well, yeah. If you're going to be making your community unsafe for other people, there's probably going to be non-combatants, bystanders. There's probably going to be collateral. Like, who's the community being made unsafe for in this instance? It's the people that fucking live there. Are all of them responsible for whatever these people are bellyaching about? Probably not. Like, Jesus, he is trying to not understand what she's saying here. He is trying actively to not understand. I understand what he was saying earlier, that Amouranth is talking about queer people wanting to burn the fire. And like, you know, that should be corrected to like these activists. And I still think that's a bit fucked, and I can say so. But I also understand what the fuck she's saying here. Like, it's not hard. I don't know how these people can like look at themselves in the mirror with how dishonest they are with this kind of shit.
About war, and there's some...
I don't care about any of this. I just want to see Dead Domain get angry. That's fair enough.
Lines you don't cross. What the fuck? Did Kojima write this?
And we're talking about the writing. You're not engaging at all with what she's saying because you can't. You don't understand what's going on. So you just act incredulous the whole time. Try and make people feel stupid for thinking differently to you without actually giving any reason why they're stupid for not thinking like you.
Some of you actually believe you can justify what was said by a wannabe domestic terrorist. And I just want to end by saying I'm the happiest, most fulfilled I have ever been in my life, and I see through the bullshit. You cry grifter and try to tar and feather me, but I was merely, albeit not adroitly, I have never...
What the fuck are you all arguing about in chat? What are you talking about? Anyway.
Never had the gift of being good with words. Yeah, no shit. Trying to convey the illusion made people... Yeah.
Has he made any points recently? He isn't understanding a word. And then he's... What the fuck?
Never had the gift of being good with words. Yeah, no shit. Trying to convey the illusion made people... Yeah.
Just gave up. Couldn't be bothered with the last 2 paragraphs. Is that what it was? Like random people. You're just an asshole for the love of the game. Like, chill the fuck out. Why are people so tilted over this kind of shit? And this is literally what Dead Domain is doing, by the way. One sec. This is literally what Dead Domain is doing. I ain't reading all that trans rights. You're not even going to bother to engage. So you've got no idea what they're talking about. And you're just going to push your own shit anyway. That's literally what Dead Domain is doing.
I've made so much money, we can tell. Where is... I want to watch that full video.
People...
Fucking...
The city to be a safe space for trans people. You better prepare for trans people to make this a very... If you say that you're...
Yeah, if you don't think this is a threat, something is wrong with you. You are clearly indoctrinated. You're in a cult if you think this is not a threat.
Afraid of Trump, and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people.
Shit, they made a good point, actually. Better gloss over it. Yep, that's what Dead Domain was doing the entire time reading that fucking thing. Didn't understand the first part. Just snarked at, like, the way it's written for the second half. And then the last paragraphs just skip completely. Complete hack. This person doesn't know anything about anything.
You better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space. If you say...
That's literally just talking about protesting.
What? Protesting? She didn't say anything about protesting. She said, make this place unsafe. What does it mean for a place to be unsafe? Are you actually retarded?
I thought he was talking about self-defense. It's literally...
There's so much nuance. Have you noticed? There's so much nuance. When we read an entire fucking thing that Amaranth writes out, there's no nuance whatsoever. And then as soon as you listen to someone actually threatening their own community, suddenly there's all this nuance. It's crazy. It's utterly insane. How do you not hear yourself? How do you not hear the double standard? How do you not hear how you, like, shapeshift depending on the context? It's so bizarre.
Literally just talking about protesting. It's also not talking...
He's not talking about protesting. What are you on about? This is like fanfic.
About targeting anybody. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, potentially her own community. We're going to make this a very unsafe space. That sounds like targeting your community and the people in it to me.
Oh, thank you for super chatting. $10. This is just part of the new trend of apolitical streamers farming a right-wing audience. It's no surprise for our chart.
See? Oh my god, they did the thing. They did the thing. Holy shit. They're farming right-wingers for money. Amaranth literally wrote a whole thing about how it's not about that because she didn't need the money anyway. And that she doesn't think that that kind of thing is really going to do much of anything. And then someone says, oh, she's just doing it for money. So literally that exact criticism that she was heading off, that you didn't understand apparently, you're just going to accept it from people watching. Oh no, well, everything they're saying, actually, that's lies. They're actually just grifting. Like, you don't know any of that. You don't know this person. And you won't give them the time of day. So what's the point in you even talking about them, quite frankly?
Our Amaranth wants it in on the Nazi pie. Oh, was that fucking her? God, that's fucking disgusting. No, I don't think it's necessarily like them farming a right.
You know what I think is okay. You're at least gonna push back on that. Well done, bare minimum. Congratulations. You know what I think is disgusting? Lying.
No, I don't think it's necessarily like them farming a right-wing audience.
But then presumably there's going to be just as cooked. Let's see.
I think with somebody like Amaranth, like you don't go through that level of talking about like flaunting your wealth, talking about how you're happier than you've ever been, how much money you fucking have, how much money you've made. You don't go through
jealousy.
That if you're like a normal person. Like I think there is something about her that is just like deeply corrupted. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's voted Trump. Go through that if you're like a normal person. I think with somebody like Amaranth, like you don't go through that level of talking about like flaunting your wealth, talking about how you're happier than you've ever been, how much money you fucking have, how much money you've made. You don't go through that if you're like a normal person.
Well, she mentioned that in that thing, but that was in support of that she's not doing this for money.
Like I think there is something about her that is just like deeply corrupted. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's voted Trump. Like,
what's he even talking about? This is what I mean. You've got enough brain cells in there to understand that your chatter, your super chatter, is literally pushing the exact thing that she said isn't going on. But then what you're actually saying is like even dumber, and we're like, what are you talking about?
If you're like a normal person.
Like she's not a normal person. She's like rich beyond her wildest dreams for doing like the easiest job in existence. She's not a very normal person.
Like I think there is something about her that is just like deeply corrupted.
The person is corrupted. You don't know each other, by the way, but sure. I don't know. You watch this and say, oh, that's clearly talking about protesters. That makes me think something in here is fucking corrupted. Because what nuance you will apply to a situation is completely dependent on the situation. You're not consistent in how you approach things. Dead Domain himself has said way worse shit. Yeah, probably. These people are usually nuts. I mean, I can't remember anything offhand. I've watched The Odd Thing from Dead Domain. They seem pretty insane, quite honestly. When I watched them react to Blair White at that Pride thing, he was completely, fully bad faith the entire time. Clearly just doesn't like this person, and that's it.
And I wouldn't be surprised if she's voted Trump like 2 or 3 times now. Oh my God, holy...
What does that even mean? She's voted Trump? Okay, wow, amazing. So was half the fucking country. Like every election.
Shit, Juliana, thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... Thank you for 10. Holy shit. Yeah, oh God, Nutter Butter actually sounds good. Interesting. I haven't had a Nutter Butter in... What? Not a great person. Nutter Butter and coffee probably goes pretty hard. So, yeah. Amaranth, not a great person.
And that's what it always comes down to, is how can I write you off as a bad person? How can I judge you even though I don't even know you? Amazing, I don't know. I mean, my judgment from watching this person lie about people and from watching them dishonestly frame and dishonestly, you know, summarize things. Just check the tweets. You can probably find something worse. Hey, I might as well. I've got time. Yeah, I mean, to me, this person comes off as deeply dishonest or very captured. Like, they're either an ideologue or they're a liar. Or, I guess, both. I don't know. Depends how deep into it they are. But yeah, very self-obsessed. I mean, this is the pinned post. Like, I don't know. Does this look good? I think your lipstick looks a bit of a mess, to be honest. Skin's a bit greasy looking. Probably need to blend your hairline some, because it looks like a bad front of a wig, but it's just your hair. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Not blown away myself. I expect more from someone this self-obsessed. What else we got? We'll just have a quick look. You're tired of these motherfuckers. Oh yeah, get involved in local groups. People have been saying this for so long. No one ever does any of this shit. This is like this is how to sound like some kind of, what am I trying to say here? So many of these people do this. They talk about like, oh, we got to organize, we got to outreach with our local groups. Yeah, every single one of us has agoraphobia and social fucking anxiety. So none of us do any of this shit. And nothing ever happens. It's so cringe. So utterly cringe. And like they want the Democrat Party to be more fucking progressive in their image. It's not gonna happen. I don't know how long. I don't know how long to scan for. Hey buddy, how might a black woman be a descendant of a white slave owner? Hang on, can you all see this? Does this person look fully black? I don't know. If they're mixed race, then yeah, I can see how. And also most people are like slightly mixed race, I would have thought, especially in America. This person is like brain dead. And we got this again, Jesus Christ. I don't know. You want to hear this person suck the snot out of their nose? They've got an OnlyFans. I don't know what all of you are arguing about, but it seems pretty retarded. You should consider liking the stream instead of arguing in chat. And maybe checking my... Ooh, nip slip. You know. I'm sorry, man. Like, this just doesn't look as good as you think you do. And please, for the love of fucking God, start blending up here. This looks so strange. Like you've got a fucking skin mask on. But it kind of stops around here. And like cuts off abruptly. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know why every trans needs to have OnlyFans. I don't know why they're all the most delusional people ever. They think they can shit on someone else's looks, especially women. Which is, it's interesting how often it's women, by the way. And they look like this. I'm sorry. Amaranth is going to have you beat until you're both long dead. You're never going to get away with this shit, man. It doesn't work. Real life succubus. How nice. You've got a gift list. Is a gift list something you'd expect like what is it? Anti-capitalist to have? They seem to want a lot of stuff. Like all these like cards and stuff, like clothes. It's very, what's the word? It's very materialistic. Jordan Black. Is that their name, I guess? Sorry for doxing you. Hating on Elon Musk. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Whining about something costing an amount of money. Wait. Paying $40 for a collector booster is unacceptable. You want to charge those premium prices. But aren't you asking people to buy this kind of shit for you? Like, hang on. So we've got $6.99, $37.99, $69.99. I want to check something. I just want to check something. Because, like, how much are the ones that they want other people to buy for them? God, why can't I find this shit? Oh, there it is. I always close things that I need them again. They have Patreon too. How nice. How nice. Over $1,000 a month. Crazy. I need to get on fucking Patreon. I don't have any ideas for like... Because yeah, they charge for like Discord access. So cringe. So utterly cringe. Like this is like... What? It says £110. £126.40. Like a whole bag, a box of like boosters. Because it kind of seems like they're complaining about like these prices, but they're not above getting other people to pay for them anyway. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, the prices I'm seeing for whatever these are, they're like way higher. Like, I didn't get it, man. I didn't get it. It kind of seems like you're happy for other people to pay for your shit for you. What is this? Okay, I'm getting went home first on Drag Race vibes. That's what I'm getting. I don't know. Can you see the top thing? I don't know, man. Something about men doing kissy faces. Grody. Anyway, there we go. That was dead domain. I think this person is either extremely captured or extremely dishonest. They seem to have very inconsistent ideals depending on what side of the aisle is speaking right now. And they clearly didn't understand a fucking word that Amouranth was talking about in her post. So yeah, I don't know. Cooked. Ridiculous. Can't be bothered anymore. Goodbye.